literature review, yeah, so on and so forth. Yep. So these are the questions that when you're doing research, right? These are the questions that pops in the head, and I don't need an answer from you, but I can just share with you that off of all these questions, right? I will not be the one that actually can provide you with the answer, but the Sage research methods, right, will be able to share with you some guidance and insights. Yep. Now, research workflow, if you look at here itself, the slides, right, with all the questions from the previous slides. Now, I would like to share with you in the Sage research method, in short, is the SRM. It's a database that containing thousands of resources, very unique content and research tools, right, just focusing on the research methods. Now, SRM, yeah, support a lot of those new, just begin to start off with the research project, or even the advanced researchers, right, in every steps of the research project. For example, from writing research questions, choosing a method, conducting a literature review, right, even to the extent where you try to gather the data, analyze the data, right, from all the stages, it will help the researchers of all level conduct their research with the information on the full range of the either the quantitative or the qualitative methods, not just only one discipline, but from various disciplines. Yeah, and in that particular platform itself, right, there are a lot of content which I'm going to share with you. Yep. Now, Sage research method, right, is a one-stop database. It's a one-stop database, very holistic, and for all the students and researchers on the research methods that they can complement their projects for their research, because it does contain about 6,000 over 6,000 items, and it is all dedicated to the research process itself. To date, right? Of course, to date, we have Sage have been improving, and we have added content that are not just only based on theory, but as well as cases and data sets itself. Because we do believe that in the advanced academic world, right, not just by reading, we also require different methodology to cater for different learning style. So in this whole SRM database itself, it has a total of over 6,000 items across all modules dedicated to the subjects area of research methods. Yeah. So in fact, the SRM can actually help, right, the researchers with the skills needed to work independently and with confidence and the competency to do their projects. Yeah. And furthermore, right, it can actually help to raise the quality of the research output. Yeah, of course, making the institutions, right, a higher education's marketplace. Of course, what does it contain? Now, as I mentioned just now, if you look at it, it's over 6,000 over resources. So there will be a total of 25 disciplines, including the psychology, marketing, business and management, computer science, so on and so forth. So the whole platform contain of around a good over 1,000 plus of books and references, which you can read up for your research. Around 2001 videos, okay, that it can actually helps to bring methods to life and more engaging with interactive video itself. Yep. Then we have the cases on those story of how real research projects were conducted. And then we do have the data sets, yeah, which is a collections of the teaching data sets and instructional guides that give you or the students, right, a chance to learn data analysis by practicing it yourself. Yeah, so these are the items, the contents that I will go through with you later on randomly, okay, on a few items in the platform itself. Now, as I mentioned, there are books and references, SRM cases, the data set, and as well as the videos. Now, why do we have so many types of videos itself? Yeah, why do we have so many types of videos? Of course, we know that in terms of books and references, right, it actually can give you a quick definitions and the step-by-step guides or reading material in the entire research process. So our books consist on those quantitative and qualitative, like for example, little green books, little blue books, and those mixed methods and how research is conducted in the various academic discipline. Now we do have cases. Cases are those story of how real research projects were conducted, like I mentioned. And the good thing is that they actually tells you the challenges and the successes of doing the research. Because experience do count. When you read books and reference theory, right, sometimes you will not be, or you will be thinking of what are the challenges, what are the things that they need to anticipate. But through cases, right, yeah, they can actually tells you how they overcome the problem in their research and what they can do differently in the near future, which is providing a lot of insights to the students and the researchers. Now, as for the data set itself, I believe one of the research process which we mentioned, right, is to collect data and as well as analyze the data itself. Now, analyzing the data, it can be quite challenging because it's all about numbers and the data. And with the data sets in the SRM, right, it's actually give you an instructional guide to walk the student through the quantitative and qualitative data analysis. That means it gives you a guideline on how you actually study the data, analyze the data. And not only just that, right, the student can actually have the data set. That means there is a set of data example that the student can use it to practice. Because to be very frank with you, if you have a data and you just look at it without practicing it, right, you might not be able to appreciate the whole story, yeah, through the data itself. So by practicing it, right, by experiencing it, then you will be better in terms of analyzing it. And that's what actually helps you to become a more confident researcher, yeah, in the future. Now, obviously, right, we do have the platform, we do have the videos itself. Now, the videos cover those tutorial, the case study, the expert interview, and so on and so forth. Now, why do we have videos? Is because we actually want the learning brings the method to life, very engaging, interactive. Obviously, back then, just to share with you, back then when we study, right, we just have books and references. So it's just like reading and reading and reading. But this day, we know that the learning style, right, is really different. So we have videos for you to capture the live actions rather than just read through the books itself. So you can see it visually. Yeah. Okay, so why do you all think that we need various content type? Very simple. Okay, we need various content types, right? It's because we have to kind of meet the needs of all the learning style of the student or the researchers itself. So if you look at here, the slide itself, the books and references, right, is actually helping people that, or the student, the user, that needs a explanation or terms of a concept or even those in-depth coverage. Now, for data set, like I mentioned, it's actually give a hands-on practice and use it in the assignment or exam for the researchers or even to the extent the professor itself. Now, as well as the videos, right, is actually give you more engaging and interactive methods in terms of the action to see through it. So, so in terms of the whole SRM platform, it gives you a very holistic content that coverage every individual learning needs. Yeah. Now, we talk about content. So I just want to give you a little bit awareness in the tools itself. So in the SRM platform, right, there are three types of tools. But today, I'm going to focus more on the methods map and as well as project planner. But I will just briefly share with you what is the which stats test. Now, for method maps itself is a visualizations tools to help understand the relationship between the different methods, research method concepts. So this particular methods map, right, is a tools to design to help the student, the researchers, the user, okay, to understand how methods concept relate to one another. So basically later on, I will share with you all on the demo, and then you will be able to visualize that the methods map itself, right, has an entry for every method concept. That means a topic. Then from there, it's actually expand to more broader or narrower topic itself. Yep. So it's actually show the definition of the terms and provide a link to the content of the particular subject. Now, as for project planner, I will be showing you the demo as well later on and how to utilize it. Now, project planner is very useful for new researchers. For those students that are new in terms of doing their research project, right? They can use project planner because project planner is just like a travel guide for your research project. So user, right, are actually guided through each step of the research process. Remember one of the slide, we have all the research process. So this project planner actually give you a step-by-step and with a summary of a description on each step, each stages. So it gives you some guiding questions as well as a checklist so that you can ask yourself the question and make sure you check on yourself whether you have kind of complete certain stage or certain assignment or items on your project, on your research basis. So it's actually walk through the whole research process from start to finish in a very logical step, which I will show you later on. So it's very useful for a new researcher. Okay, and for which stat test, right? This is something that because today in the interest of time, I will focus on two tools. But for which stat test, right, you all may want to, if you all have it, you all may want to kind of just go and test it out. Because which stat test, right, is actually helps a user, right, to narrow down the options to find the best kind of analytical methods for your data. So they will give you a few, these tools itself will give you a few questions, multiple choice questions. So they will then, through your answers, right, they will do a recommendation on what are the suggested content and the methods for your data. So you can actually test it out later on. But like I said, today, my main focus is on the methods map and the project planner. Now, so far, do you all have any questions? Okay, any? Okay, if not, right, what I will do is that I'm going into the demo itself, which is better for you all because you all can visualize it in terms of the demonstration. Okay, so let me just go ahead and share the demo. Okay, y'all will be able to see the screen, right? Yeah, if yes, then just give me a thumbs up on your, I think you have the emoji, right? Yeah. Cool. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, what I'm going to show you now is the whole Sage Research Method platform. And I believe the slides, through the platform itself will speaks louder than the slides itself, which I always believe. Now, this is the Sage Research platform that you all can access through your library catalog. Now, whenever I kind of start off with this platform, right, I will always suggest people to sign in to their profile. Now, two things why I suggested this way is because first thing first, if later on, like in the platform itself, they have a search function, they can save your search. So with the sign in of the profile itself, right, then you will be able to save the search. So in the near future, when you want to rerun the search, right, it will be more easier for you. Yeah. And obviously, when you sign into the profile itself, right, if you come across, encounter any content that you wish to save it, that means to add to the list, with the signing in of the profile, you can always add to your list itself. That means your personal list. So it is always useful for you to sign in the profile first before you run through the whole platform. Now, obviously, if you do not have a profile, you can always create it. Then you can just go ahead with the instruction by creating your profile. It's very easy because young people like you all these days, right, are very good in all this. So I don't need to go in detail for the creation of the profile. Now, Sage Research method, in this platform, you can, if you look at here, there is a browsing option, there is a research tool. So I talk about browsing option. In the browsing options itself, there will be three types of options: the topic, the discipline, and the content type. Now, the topic itself, right, is whereby if you are going into the methods map, the tools itself, right, these are the main concept of the methods map, which I will be going in later on. So just park it aside on this topic. But you can actually browse it through the discipline as well. So a total of 25 discipline. And you can browse by the content type. Now, content type, right, you can see that, of course, I have, based on my profile, right, I do have the whole content type. But if let's say you do not have it, right, then it will be, it will show a log, yeah, that you do not actually subscribe to the content type itself. Yep. So you can browse through all these. Now, obviously, in the research tools, they will have a methods map, reading list, project planner, and which test. So if you hover it on the research tools itself, right, then you will be seeing a very short definition. So today, like I mentioned, I will be focusing on the methods map and as well as the project planner. Now, if you want to, I mean, if you are a very pictorial person, visualized person, then if you want to browse through through the tiles, okay, you can actually do it, okay, because here itself is also contained of all the content types. Yeah, so you can go through it, and you can also browse through the discipline itself. So it's either way. But what I'm going to share with you today is that we are going to do a search into keywords. Now, in all the Sage platform, right, you can do searching by utilizing the keywords search or the advanced search if you know the content types that you want, if you know the publications types as well as the discipline. So it is more advanced, it is more specific. Yeah. But for us, right, today, I just want to show you an example. So what I will do is that I will choose a very generic one, which is the focus group itself. Now, focus group, once you key in the keywords, right, on the focus group, you can see that there will be a drop down on all the relevant content that pertaining to that keywords itself, be it whether the books, cases, and videos. But of course, these are for your reference. It is a little bit challenging for you to search through all this because there are so many contents in the SRM itself. So normally what I do is that when I search it, then I will just enter because I want to know what exactly the things or the content in the focus group itself. Yeah. So you just wait for a while and it will look into the result page. Okay. Now, in the result page itself, then you will be overwhelmed because you see the result 17,000. So how am I going to narrow it down, funnel it down into what I want? So what you can do is that there is this a quick filtering column. But before that, right, I just want to share with you two things that I shared with you just now in the My Profile, which I told you that if you are going into a search basis, right, you can see that there is this save. So basically, you are searching for a focus group. You can save your search through here. Yeah. Or if let's say you have this content, right? Remember, you have this content, the focus group, like for example, you want to keep this content, you want to keep this book. Now, then you can, in fact, add to your reading list. So that is why I said it is important for you to sign in your profile first before you proceed further. Okay, so let's go back into this filtering. Now, in the filtering system, right, as in the column, you can see there are content types, the discipline, as well as the result and the publication date. Now, obviously, if you know the publication date itself, when you want it to, you can just narrow down by scrolling the sliding bar. Okay. Now, the result types, right? This is very important. This is very important because you can see that there are two options. One is the whole works and one will be the chapters. Now, what do you mean by that, right? Is by default, right? It will check for both boxes, and the chapters itself, right, is indicating, for example, a book itself. A book contains a lot of chapters, correct, right? So with that, right, the system actually kind of segregate every individual chapters, individual entries, or individual segment. That is why when you go into a keyword search, right, your result, the number is very big. So if let's say now you are going to uncheck the chapters, you will be able to see that in fact your results, right, is narrowed down to 4,007. So that is why I said it is very important for you to go into the kind of filtering if you want to narrow down your results. Now, obviously, if you want, you can, depending on your discipline, you can go ahead and select your discipline itself. Yeah, so of course, 25 discipline, although I keep emphasizing 25, right? But no worries, this is not the questions that you will be encountering. Yeah, so again, you can select or filter the discipline. Now, the other thing is that you can select the content types. You can see that there are a lot. That is why if you know what you want, what are the content that you want to kind of look at, then you can just select accordingly. So what I normally do is that I will show you the example of a book, okay? The data set as well as the videos. Yeah. Okay, so you can see that once I selected, right, it's the result even go narrow down further. Yeah, narrow down further. So remember that by filtering, it is very important. Yeah. So in the interest of time, right, in fact, I have Evans open 3 tabs for books, for videos, and as well as the data set. So what I'm going to share with you first will be the, give me a moment. Okay, I will be going to share with you is the books itself. Okay, so if let's say now I click on this focus group methodology books, right, it will definitely bring me to the book result page. So you can see that in the books result page, right, you can have, it's exactly like a books itself. Okay, we all read books, so we know that. It's contain the information. If you want to know more on the information, you can just click on here and you will be able to see the extract, yeah, of this particular books itself. So I mean, the benefit of extract, we all know that it's a kind of a summary. So if you deem that this is a good book, then you can continue. But if you think that this is not relevant to your research project, right, then you can just go and search again. Yep. So you can have more information on this. Then you can see that under the book, there are different tabs. Same thing like I mentioned, is just like exactly as books itself. You will have all the chapters, okay? And if you want to go into a particular chapters, just click on the hyperlink. You will have front and the back page. I mean, every books have front and back page. You have a subject index where you can choose a particular words in terms of the subject index itself, and it will goes to the content, the chapters. Yep. Now, here itself, there is a methods map, which I will be going in later on. So let's park it aside. But through this result page in the books itself, you can go into the methods map, right? If you want to. And there will be a related content, meaning to say the system will actually runs, generate through the system itself, right? On the related contents that the topic that you have searched. So they actually give you some additional reference that you wish to read in the near future. Now, in all Sage products, all Sage platform, there will be this function whereby you can cite, okay, where you can cite depending on what kind of format you want to cite. You can APA or you can go into the Harvard citations. So you can do the citing itself. You can add to list, like what I mentioned. You can share this to the people. You can share this to people, of course, through different channel. I don't think I need to explain all these individual icons because you all are much more advanced than me in the social media world. So you all will understand what is that. Yeah. And as well as the text in terms of font size. I believe you all don't need that, but for old people like me, I might need it in terms of a large and normal. Yeah. So these are the very common features in the platform itself. So this is the books, very simple. So if let's say you want to go into the very first chapter, you just click on it, then you will be able to see, you will be able to read the chapters itself. Now, obviously you can download into the PDF, or you can just select a particular section, okay, if you want it. Yep. Okay, for example here. So you can see all the sections through these chapters. Then you can just go directly to the particular section, because sometimes you all need to be fast and quick in terms of your research. So you all know exactly what are the things that you all need to find. Yeah, so you can zoom in accordingly. Okay, so this will be the books content that I'll be sharing. So the next thing is that I'll be sharing the video content. So remember, I did filter, one of which will be the video itself. So video content, it's very simple, because video content, if you look at the features, right, it's exactly like how you view a YouTube video. So you can just play, you can do the setting, you can have the closed captions, even change the viewing mode itself. Now, what amazing is that there will be transcript and auto scrolling, which means that if the speaker is speaking, right, in the video, then the transcript will automatically, right, kind of scroll accordingly. So you can see here, later on, it will scroll it. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So you can see, right, the script is actually moving along with the speaker speaking. Of course, I just kind of give you the very short example, a quick example. And if you look at here, you can download the script itself. Of course, because sometimes you need to take a reference to the script, so you may wish to download. And when you go down further, you will be able to view the video info, the segment, and as well as related content. Obviously, in the video itself, you can also go into the methods map itself. Yeah, so it's kind of linked together. Now, what I want to share with you, because in video itself, it is quite straightforward. We all know video is quite straightforward. But what is the good thing about this Sage video is, first, of course, there isn't any disruption. The video will be very smooth. Secondly, is that if, let's say, because video sometimes can be quite long, it can be, this is relatively all right because it's 30 minutes, but some of the video can be up to an hour, even to an hour 30 minutes. So this user, right, be it whether you are a student or a professor or researchers, if you want a particular segment, you can actually create a clip itself. So you can just click on the creation, create a clip. Then from there, either you can use the scroll bar to create the timing or the segment that you want, the section that you want, or you can just key in the timing that you wish to have. Yep. For example, how I demo it to you. So you can just add the description. Then from there, you can save it. Because once you save it, remember I mentioned the profile thing. So once you create this clip, right, then it will save it into your own profile. So you will be able to view it in the near future. Because sometimes when you study or when you do your research, right, you just want a particular section. So this is where it's very useful for you. Now, similarly, like I said, the whole Sage features, right, you will have the site, the list, share. What is useful here is the embed. Now, what it means that the video itself, it can be embedded into your school LMS, okay? So that if you are a professor or if you are a lecturer and you want to assign to your student, then it will be very useful for them to do a pre-learning. Because sometimes you know that your classes, right, are very tight in timing. Just like now, the workshop only 1 hour, right? Very tight in timing. So you may want to kind of embed the video into the LMS for them to learn it, then come to the class and do the discussion. So it actually helps the professor as well. Yep. So here is the videos in terms of the Sage research method. Now, the last but not least, right, I'm going to share one more with you before we go into the tools, yeah, will be the data set. Now, this is the page of the data set. So data set, right, you can see similarly, just like books, it does have the information. Now, if you want more information, then you can come into here and look at the keywords or what is the discipline based on, so on and so forth. Yep. Now, what is more significant in the data set itself will be the tabs. First thing first, data set here, there will, remember I said you'll need to practice so that you will have more appreciation on how to analyze the data. So you can actually download the data example here, yeah, so that you can practice it, okay? Then you will have the teaching and learning material. So basically in the data set, it will have the teaching guide, whereby it's actually help the professor on what are some of the things that they need to teach or share with the student, okay? Or you can have the student guides, which is much more important for the students itself, because it's actually introduce the method for the student, how to analyze it. You can see introduce how to analyze, how to use the data, yeah, and then how to do the analysis. So this is very useful. Of course, I'm not going to run through everything with you in the interest of time, but I'm just want to show you that this content will actually helps you to be more clearer in terms on your analysis. Because back then, definitely we don't have all this. So we have a lot of kind of hypothetical questions, yeah, based on the data itself. Okay. And obviously, you can have the data set info to know where is this data come from, or where is it collected, so on and so forth. Yep. So this will be the content itself. Questions so far? Okay, I take silent as no. So let's move on to I would say the most kind of wonderful part in the system, in the platform itself, which is the research tools. Now, let me share with you back to the books itself. If you look at here, remember we talked about the focus group methodology in terms of the books. There is this methods map function here. Now you can either explore the methods map through here, but it will be very specific in the topic that you want, which is the focus group. Otherwise, if you want to start off right from the beginning, right, then you can go into the research tools and you go into the methods map. Now, methods map, like I shared with you, is the concept on the research, the relations between the research concepts itself. So you can see that this will be the main concept, the research method. And under the research method, right, there are so many methods itself. There are so many different kind of concepts, which is branding research, research design, data collections. So depending on what are some of the concepts that you wish to have, you can always just click on it, yeah, on the narrower term. Now, if you look at here, right, the narrower terms on the research method, remember just now when we talk about the browsing options, okay, these are all the topics that are under the methods map research method concept narrower terms. So if you want to browse through by that particular topic itself, you can just straight away go into it. Yeah, if you know very specifically what you want. Yeah, for today, again, for me, for us, right, if let's say I want to know about focus group, okay, let's go back to focus group, then I can just hit the search bar and then hit the keywords and then search, it will goes into the focus group itself. Now you can see that under this focus group, right, there will be definition terms, okay, very short, simple definitions on what is focus group, and it will give you all the contents of the focus group itself. So meaning to say, you know that, okay, this is something that I want, focus group. Then these are all the contents. Once you hit on the create button, right, they will give you all the contents pertaining to focus group. Yep. So it's easier for you to do a narrow search. Now, going back to the methods map itself, you can see that this will be the central concept. That means the main topic of the terrain itself. We call it terrain. Then you will be able to see there is a border terms and the narrower term. Now, border terms is under focus group. It is belong to which concept itself. So if you go in and click on the qualitative data collection, you will see that under focus group, right, it's belong to the qualitative data collection group. And what is qualitative data collection, right, is in fact belongs to the data collections. You can see, right, data collection. And data collection is one of the methods, research methods itself. Yeah, you collect the data. So then you will think whether is it a quantitative or a qualitative. Then from there, you will narrow it down further. Yeah. So data collection, and you go into the focus group. Now, so back to the focus group itself, you can see that there are narrower terms, meaning to say in the focus group, then when you break down further, what does it have? Yeah. So if, for example, you want to know that like focus group, when I did my focus group, then I need to understand more about group dynamics. So from there, I will go into the narrower term and I will click on it. And you can see that it gives me the definition as well as the content of the group dynamics. And in this terrain itself, right, you may see that there is no more narrower term in terms of the group dynamics, which means that under this concept, right, this group dynamic is the most specific, yeah, of the whole concept itself. Clear so far? Good. So this whole MetaSmart concept, right? It is very good for, very useful for the researchers in terms of understanding the how the relationship between the concept as well as exploring new concepts, because sometimes we know that if let's say, for example, I want to know about data collections, I want to know about survey. Now, then I talk about survey, most likely will be quantitative data collections. Then I have a survey research. Then from there, how many survey types? We all know that the common one will be online survey and the telephone survey. But when you click on it, right, then you will be able to see when you do a survey research, there are so many types of surveys. So sometimes some of the things even me myself, I might not know because there are too many. Yeah, so this will be is useful for us to explore a new concept if we want to know. Yep. Okay. So this will be the MetaSmart in terms on how it actually helps to run your research project. Now, obviously, if you are a new researchers, right, you may see it quite overwhelming because there are so many information. So much of information. So what I would suggest is that for new researchers, right, you all may want to go to the research tools again, and you can see this thing called Project Planner. Okay, Project Planner, as shared previously, right, it is a step-by-step guide, like a travel guide. I mean, if you all go into traveling, right, unless you all are ad hoc basis, or else you all will do a planning. So you can see that in the Project Planner, this will be your logical steps in terms of your research stages. So from the choosing a topic, reviewing a literature review, through all the data collection, analyzing it, and writing up, right, it will bring the new researchers, right, guide, okay, in the whole process itself. So, for example, let's choose defining a topic. You are wondering how to define a topic. So you may go into it, and you can see that they will break down into subtopic whereby you can have the introductions. How can I decide what to study? How do I identify a good research topic? And what practical things should I think before I start my research, which is very important to us. Yeah. So let's assuming now I want to know that what is the practicality that I need to think or consider before I go into my research, right? Then I will click on the icon, okay? And I can see that they give me a description, okay? A very brief description on what do I need to think about the time, the material, and as well as the ethical approval. Of course, we need to know about the ethics basis, right, in terms of the research. So these are a very short descriptions that you can read, okay, through the stages that you need to think about. Now, from here itself, you can see that there is a find out more, whereby you can find out more resources about research ethics. Because it is important. So once you want to know about those research ethics, right, you click onto it, then it will actually brings you to the content in pertaining of ethics itself. So you can see all the materials that contain ethics, right? It will show you. Then you will be able to understand and have more knowledge about it. Yep. Okay. Now, obviously, if you want to like know about how do I want to identify a good research topic, right? You can see that some of the, because this whole project planner is also interlinked, so you may see that when you ask a question, they actually will bring you to find out more about the literature search and writing a research proposal. Then from there, you will jump straight away to the literature review itself. Yep. Now, in terms of the whole icon, this icon itself, right? You can download the information. Again, you can cite, you can list, and you can share. Obviously, if you want to download not just the individual, the subtopic, if you want to download the whole thing, you can go into the tools, and it will enable you to download the whole defining a topic chapter, right? Okay, or the stages, okay, in the PDF itself. Now, good thing on this whole project planner is that some of the topics or some of the stages, they do give you a checklist. Because sometimes as a student, right, you must be wondering, did I or did I not? So when you comes to have a did I or did I not, then there will be a guideline. So you can see that it will give you, are you interested in enough in this topic? Okay, and then do you know how you will actually do the research? Give you some questions and make sure that you check in terms of that. Can you work out a timetable for getting the research done and written up? So it actually helps you in the in checking yourself through this project planner. But bear that in mind that this serves as a guideline. So you do not require to check everything. Yeah, it's just a questions a guideline, right, for you to in place to ask the questions yourself at times where you have doubt. Yep. So again, like I mentioned, in terms of the project planner, right, it is really useful for those new researchers. Yeah, because it's really give you the whole logical manner step by step. Yep. So these are the two tools that I'm going to share with you in terms of the search research methods, which I do believe, right, it will help you in kind of your research project more faster, okay, and even have a better quality, because based on all the content, you will definitely can search more information and give more quality research right up, okay, in the future. Any questions? Any questions?
Please feel free to ask questions to CheeWee. Maybe I can ask the first one before CheeWee answering question to our student. I think the project planner is the great tool for the new researcher. Then how about if I'm a year 4 student after experience 3 years training on writing research paper, and I'm now working, maybe working hard with the final year paper. So do you have any advice or recommendation to year 4 students that any contents or any functions in the SAGE research method they should be like aware, or they should take a look to that content or function?
For me, right, like I mentioned to you all just now, when you are to the stage whereby you are year 4, right, then this is when you actually look into the methods map itself. Yeah, methods map will be able to provide you with more in-depth concept on what you really want. And if you really ask me in terms of the content itself, right, then you have to ask that particular that student, the year 4 student, right? They have to ask themselves, what do I actually want to show in terms of my research at that point of time? If I were to want to have evidence base in terms of my research theory, research finding, right, then the data set will be the one who actually helping me in terms of the content to know how to analyze it. Yeah. If I want to, understand what are the challenges, then the cases will be the one who actually can help me. So in the year 4 itself, right, this is mainly you need to think about what are the things, what are the write-up that you want to present. Then from that, you will be able to search for that particular content. But in short itself, right, I will suggest the methods map will be the one who actually helps them to explore further concept, yeah, to better write up their research itself.
Okay, thank you. My second question is, I found that in the content type there are 2 content types called little green books and little blue books. What are they?
Okay, so here itself, right, you have a little green book and the little blue book, right? Now,
Yeah.
if you look at here, little green book, right, is talk about everything, right? Most of the things that is pertaining to the qualitative methods itself. And whereas for little blue books, right, it's telling you in terms of all the qualitative research. Now, like I mentioned, because this whole platform, right, is very research method focused. So these two books, right, will actually tells you about the both quantitative and qualitative methodology. Because we all know that in the research itself, we need evidence. So these are both ways that we can actually understand the content, the concept of it. Then from there, these two books are the readout. So for example, if you want to go into one of the books, right, let's click on it. You can see that it's filled up with all the content on the little blue books itself. And you will be able to see here, there will be a very short explanations on the little blue books, whereby it is containing all the qualitative research method series. So it's contain everything, then provide all this explanation and the theory itself. So it is really useful if you want to really go in depth into those quantitative and qualitative research. Yeah.
Okay. It seems no question at all, but I have last question for you.
Sure.
I find that the project planner you just introduced and the which stack tags, it seems like they are the very similar things. Can you explain more what's the difference? Or and if I am a student, shall I take both of these function?
Okay, like I said in the slide when I explained, right, the project planner is to help you in the research stages. That means the research process. The difference between project planner and which step test, right, is that which step test is more on a, you can see there here, more on statistical methods that you want to use. Remember I mentioned, I mean, we have time around 4 minutes. So let's click on here. So which stats test, right, is actually a set of a questionnaire, right, for the user. Then when they choose, right, all the question as, for example, let's do it like what is the purpose of your analysis? Then you can see here I choose for an association between variables. Then from there you can just choose, they will give you a questions. Okay, what do you want to do with your data? Measure the strength. Then from there you go what measurements, nominal. Okay, then from there you see based on the questions the system will actually generate the best analytical methods for you based on this caramel V itself. So the difference between project planner and which step test is that which step test is much more on the data basis, whereby the project planner is on the research process. Yeah. So you can utilize which test to complement in the data analysis. Yeah. Whereas for project planner is to guide you in the whole stages of the research. Cool.
Thank you so much, Hugh. Any more questions from our student and colleagues? And if no more question, before we end this session, I just want to let you know that in today 3:30, we already invite a representative from LinkedIn Learning, so which is a well-known online course learning platform. So hope to see you this afternoon. And any more, if no questions yet, then that will be the end of this session. Thank you everyone for joining this this morning, and thank you CheeWee for spending time with us. Thank you and bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you.